One of the questions I get asked a lot is, what can I do if someone I know is in a cult? And this can be really hard to see somebody that we know and love being manipulated and controlled by somebody else. Our immediate reaction is to jump in and save them, tell them they're wrong, and make everything okay. But that's not actually the right thing to do. This may sound strange, but I'm actually going to start with a list of what not to do to help somebody if they're in a cult or in a toxic relationship, coercive control situation. Don't buy into their drama, their religion, or their emotions. Don't take it on yourself personally to save them or fix them. Don't take things they say personally. Don't try to change their mind. Don't belittle or talk against the cult, its leader, or their beliefs, or their partner if it's a toxic relationship situation. When you do these things, you simply push them closer to the perpetrator and drive a wedge between you and them. Remember, they are being influenced by somebody else. They are not in their right state of mind. You can't change them. They have to want to change themselves. The most important thing you can do for someone is to be there for them without judgment. They will need you to help them. It may take a few months or a few years, but they will need you to be there for them when everything comes crashing down or they decide to leave. By letting them know you are always there for them, you give them an out. And that could be the deciding factor between them leaving or staying, just knowing that they have somewhere to go and someone to go to. And how do you let them know you are always there for them? Well, first you tell them. You let them know that you will always be there for them, no matter what. That if they ever decide to leave, and it may be in a year's time or 10 years' time, even if you haven't spoken during that time, you will always be there for them and they can always come to you if they decide to leave. The other thing you can do is little acts of kindness. Like a birthday card or a phone call if you can. Don't let them isolate themselves from you. It may only be once a month or twice a year because they may not be allowed any more contact than that. You may not even hear back from them, but these are small reminders of your love and that you are still there for them. My mum is an incredible woman. She was 20 when she joined the cult with my dad, the cult that I grew up in. They didn't know it was a cult until too late. And 20 years later, when the cult fell apart, my brave mum took the new leaders to court to stop them starting the cult up again. And I'll put a couple of links in the description below so you can read more about this. It's an incredible story. The case went to mediation in the High Court in New Zealand and won. My mum spoke to all the ex-members and they all said the same thing to her. And this is really important as it's a key into the psyche of what you are dealing with. They all said, "I never felt like I really belonged." This is a control technique of isolation and fear on an individual level while everyone seems to be a cohesive community. Each person feels they are the odd one out and not quite accepted by the rest of the group. And this is why you need to keep in contact, so that they know there is somebody on the outside that is there for them, that will accept them. They are being emotionally blackmailed, and this is how they are kept under control. My dad was told that if he left, his whole family would go to hell, and so he felt he had to stay to save his whole family. It's hard to not feel guilty for letting your loved ones down, but rest assured there is nothing that you can do other than being a constant in their life. I hope this helps and gives you some peace of mind while you wait for them to come to you. On a side note, if you know the person is being physically abused, you need to take a stand and report it to the police. However, know that this action could alienate you from them. Alternatively, you could encourage them, with your help, to go to the police, but this will take time and you can't force it. Next week, I'll share what to do when someone has come out of a cult or a toxic relationship, coercive control situation, and give you an understanding of what they're going through and how you can help them through that. So please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so you get notified when the video comes out, and have a wonderful week. Mwah. Any questions, put them in the comments and I'll get back to you. See you.